So Trump embarrasses Myers+Carney, and some of the right is wondering why Pierre is staying on as leader. So I wanted to talk about what I think Myers+Carney is doing right now, because I've read a lot of his book, and this is not aligning with, well, it sort of is aligning with what he wants. So welcome back to the Freedom Pines podcast. I'm your host, Jamie AB. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into today's video. First of all, I want to mention to the round of applause for the elbows up crowd, because your guy was endorsed by the first person on the Diddy list. Yes, Mike Myers is on the Diddy list, I guess, and I'm pretty sure he's first to testify, something strange like that. But yeah, elbows up, guys, because good job on that one. And then speaking of the film industry in America and in Canada, Canada is about to be screwed once again by another tariff, and I don't exactly know why. Is it hard to get? There is a reason why a lot of the American films are filmed in Canada. I don't know why. Is it to get around certain things? I'm not sure, but we do have a lot of filming. Like Handmaid's Tale, I remember, was it Cambridge? Kitchener, Waterloo, one of those places. Elevate was saying that one of the best shows on Paramount Plus was filmed in Halifax. So it is an industry, okay, that we are about to be hammered with once again. So, and then Trump said, I don't even know why he's coming, about Myers+Carney. That sounds great, doesn't it? Considering that was the only reason why liberals voted for him. So that's just great. Well, that, and they believed the lie that they were going to lose bodily autonomy despite cheering on all of us losing bodily autonomy. But that's neither here nor there, is it? Now, Myers+Carney's press conference yesterday sounded like it was Pierre talking. They wanted to stop the crime. Here's the thing. Myers+Carney, in his book, says, well, quotes, that homeowners are a disposable class. Someone tell Frank Vaughn this, because he's got to bring it up. He's got more of an audience than me. A disposable class. Homeowners are a disposable class, good for fighting wars and keeping peace. I don't know what the left thinks they voted in for, but it ain't gonna be good. I'm getting the vibe of like Hunger Games, okay, meets modular home. The left is just, they'll defend anything, by the way. TikTok is a cesspool of robots, I'm pretty sure, or deranged people who say very deranged things, okay? As I've told you guys, right now, it doesn't make sense to me. If Myers+Carney is not going to do all of this, why do I have 1,000,001 lefties on my thing being like, and why do conservatives need $100,000 trucks? Trucks used to not be $100,000, by the way. Number one. Number two, goes back to my video I uploaded earlier today saying that they have no idea how the world works. They truly have no idea, because just because you meet some douche who, is rich by some, quick scheme online or something and owns a truck, most men who have a truck genuinely use it for things that they need to use it for, okay? Whether that be moving my furniture from the thrift store to my home or moving us across the country to Alberta, all right? Actually, I'm not sure if our truck would make that. But anyways, I have no idea if Myers+Carney plans on opening up the energy sector. Sometimes he sounds like he's going to. Other times it sounds like he's going to do like open other energy sectors that are green. You know what I mean? Because in his book, he is an absolute zealot about this stuff, but he's also very into ESG, DEI stuff. And as soon as he got into cabinet, he got rid of, hold on. Myers+Carney cut women's equality, diversity, and labor ministers out of his cabinet. And there's a bunch of people who are upset about it. Who do you think's upset about it? The unions, for some reason. Okay. How about the unions actually listen to people on the ground and stop promoting this stuff that is actually ruining our lives? Because that's the thing. Our bail system is how they just keep letting criminals out. Well, that's DEI. People are like, DEI is not doing anything. DEI is doing everything. It is actually helping the destruction of our social services because it's also in our schools, okay? But that's not the point. The point is that Mark Carney got rid of it. So I'm wondering here what kind of game these people are playing, because I don't like it. Or is he coming in and putting in a pipeline now so Brookfield, so he looks like the good guy? I have no idea. And you know why people are talking about this, you guys? Because we don't trust you guys. There wouldn't be all of this. People are like, I don't know how the right is so angry. You literally took one person out of the Liberals and put a different one in. Did it feel good voting in Chrystia Freeland? Did it feel good voting in Mark Garrettson? All of these people who have talked down to the Canadian public in the House of Commons, embezzled all of our money. All of those 9 people who CSIS called out and said they've had foreign interference. What about those people? Chrystia Freeland smiled as she froze bank accounts because once again, fascism is okay if it's on the left. Why? Because the CRTC controls Google, and when you Google it, 3 years ago I could Google fascism and it said far right and far left. Now what do you think it says? It says only far right. I had a video. I don't think I can upload it on TikTok. It got taken down. So I have screenshots. Maybe I'll post them. But anyways, next we're going to move on to why I think Pierre Poilievre is staying on as leader and why I think it's a decent idea. Obviously, until the next election, and if he loses that, then I think he should step down. But let's get into why I think it's a good idea and what other people are saying. So a lot of people are saying this is a power move to keep Alberta in. I kind of see that. Okay, number one. Number two, if we're looking at an overall putting Alberta wanting to separate to the side, okay, pretend we're like a week ago when nobody was talking. Well, I feel like people were talking about it immediately because Ottawa screws so many hardworking people over, okay, and we're all sick of it. But, Pierre Poilievre gained more votes than Stephen Harper did. Both of these leaders set records for their parties. So if Mark Carney didn't get his seat, if he lost his seat and wanted to stay on as opposition, I don't know if he would have, but I would respect him running in a by-election. It would not bother me in the slightest because I know that's how it works. But the left is freaking out right now online. Yeah. They are mad that Pierre Poilievre is taking someone's spot. What about Chandra Arya? What are you guys talking about? What about Mark Carney taking over Justin Trudeau? These people cannot be real, guys. These people cannot be real. Despite what the left says anyways, Pierre Poilievre has gathered so many people and so many new conservative voters, and he has gathered the youth. And I think that with a little bit of better leadership, he could have, I think next time, definitely grab that win. Okay. Andrew Scheer, I didn't notice Andrew Scheer until last year. I thought, where was this energy when you were running for prime minister? Because I was in the place of not being Liberal and NDP anymore, but I don't even know if it was Aaron O'Toole I think it was Andrew Scheer running in that last election, because none of them stood out to me as actual opposing voices to what we were hearing in Ottawa, which is just why I think in 2021 the PPC got so many different votes. But Pierre Poilievre has actually been holding these people to account, calling them out, not being a extremist about things on either side, being common sense. And that is what Canadians want, and that is what we need. And I believe that Pierre's story behind him amplifies his message, because truly, just like me, I was adopted, went through hardships, okay, and was able to overcome that until, Liberal federal government decided to put mandates in place. I seen what the Canadian dream could be, and I think it's an amazing, incredible Canadian success story. And that is why Pierre Poilievre is staying on, because so many of us want to see him. And I think a lot of us understand the BS that came to that election, okay? I'm talking the 90-person ballot. Sure, that's fair. I think Pierre Poilievre has been a standout candidate and opposition, whereas I think Andrew Scheer and Aaron O'Toole agreed with too much. of what the Liberals were saying. They looked too much like the Uniparty to me. Now, like I said, Andrew Scheer is kind of a standout candidate, and potentially I could have seen him as prime minister if he waited. But yeah, I think that the team that they have right now is a good one, and I think Pierre Poilievre is a strong opposition. I think he will be prime minister eventually, but as an opposition, love to watch it. Love to watch him just hold the Liberals to account. But I'm not sure, I'm not sure what Canada will be by the time that happens, in my opinion. You guys realize that the West feels betrayed by the East, right? I'm not sure what people don't understand about that Albertans have, and like I said in my video today, for a long time have been treated like garbage from Ottawa. A lot of us have. Okay, now that I've gotten some sort of taste of living in Northern Ontario and I'm not some Southern Ontarian, you know what I mean? I understand what is going on. I don't even think, as a Northern Ontarian who used to be Southern Ontarian, I don't even think Southern Ontario knows or thinks about what Northern Ontarians go through in the slightest. They'll advocate for people to have, they complain about Roe v. Wade, blah, blah, blah. Are you going to advocate for your northern communities to even have doctors? Or are you going to sit here and complain about something happening in a different country? Oh, they'll sit there and complain about something. Honestly, even look on the map. Geographically, Southern Ontario looks like it's in America. It feels like you're in America in Southern Ontario. There's in every single classroom in Southern Ontario and school and building where you see a Canada flag, there's an American flag right next to it. Maybe not anymore because elbows up is, oh, Canada, which by the way, I'm sorry, the climate zealots were not already shopping locally made food? What? That's like day one environmentally friendly is shopping at your markets. But I digress. That's my rant for today. What do you guys think? What is Myers+Carney pulling here? Is he gonna do what Elevate thinks he's gonna do, which is seem common sense and then get a second term, call another election, call a second term and get a second term and put all these, extreme things through? Or do you think he is going to profit off of making Justin Trudeau look terrible for the last few years and starving us all and actually opening up the energy sector? But I'm assuming he would benefit financially. You know what I'm saying? But tell me what you guys think. I have no idea what he is doing. Considering reading his book, I'm like, oh, so you're the person I've been afraid of at the WEF. Okay. You invited the ESG to Brookfield. Okay. You are one of the you can't make it up, by the way. The left voting in the corporate landlord who they blame for the problem of life as if the federal government. Anyways, provincial. Complain to your provincial guys. I actually don't even, like I've said before, at this point specifically, I don't even know what the left thinks the federal government does. Because every single thing is provincial. A lot of these things are municipal, by the way, that they continue to say is provincial. And I don't know if anybody else realizes this, but the things that the federal government does affects provinces. So anyways, sorry about that rant at the end. Tell me what you guys think, and you guys have a great day. I gardened so much yesterday. I am sore today. You guys, I am sore. My back. It really hurts. Why? Because I don't have a good rake, and the only rake I do have is half of one because my husband was raking so hard one time it snapped in half. So I'm like bent over, and people are like, just go buy one from the dollar store. Well, I can tell you've never gardened then, because there is a difference between rakes. Sorry, I know I went on another rant. Okay, guys, have a great day. And remember, if you're tired of the CBC, follow me.